Gabriela, Rubian, and Jonathan, the Solorzano family. Please put your hands together and welcome them. There you are. Did I say that? Solorzano family?
Yes, there he is.
Good morning, everybody. We're a little bit overwhelmed this morning, but we just wanted to take this time to share our story and how prematurity has changed our lives. Our pregnancy was what you call normal. We thought everything was fine, our first child. We were excited, but something happened, and he stopped moving, and I just knew we had to go to the hospital. We went in, our doctor was on call, they started doing testing. We didn't know what was going on, but we knew everybody was quiet. We knew something wasn't right. So our doctor told us, you know what, we don't know what's going on, but he needs to come out now. This was at 33 weeks. Everything went into slow motion. I didn't know how to react to that. I just knew that I had to be strong for my baby. So he came out. I heard him cry finally. We're like, okay, everything is gonna be fine. He's just a little early. They just rushed him to the NICU. I didn't even get to see him. So 3 days later, well, the second day I got to see him, he was in an incubator with tubes everywhere. It was the most shocking thing to me. On the third day, the doctor came in and wanted to speak to us. He told us Jonathan has interreticular hemorrhage, grade 4 bleeds on both sides of his brain, and his chances of surviving are very slim. That was the hardest thing for us to hear. Our baby, why us? Why does this have to happen? We stayed strong, we have an amazing family, and we just prayed and left it in God's hands. Jonathan, his bleeds caused him to develop hydrocephalus, which he needed to have brain surgery to have a shunt placed in his head. He was only 3 weeks old and only weighed 4 pounds. That was the hardest thing for them, to take my son away from me and open up his brain. After that, the surgery was successful. We still stayed in the hospital for 2.5 months until he was strong enough to come home. We came home, we didn't know what to expect, but we knew he would face challenges. You know, we started therapy right away. We went to physical therapy, occupational, feeding, speech, anything for our son. It wasn't until he was a year old that we got his diagnosis, that he had cerebral palsy. And his chances of walking, talking were very slim, living a normal life. He's almost 4 years old, and yes, he still faces many challenges, but we are there with him all the way. Here's our world, and we will continue fighting this battle with him. I wasn't happy with not knowing what happened, what could I have done to prevent it. My doctor couldn't even tell me. So I started doing my own research, and I came across a condition called cholestasis, which is a liver disorder that only happens during pregnancy. And I just knew that that's what I had, because the symptom is itchiness, which was very severe for me during my pregnancy. And my doctor told me it was normal. Most doctors don't know about this condition, and they just, it's just something that I found out on my own. That's why I'm so proud to be a part of this organization, March of Dimes, for their hard work and their research they just put in for babies like Jonathan. And I want to thank you all, and I want to invite you to continue funding this mission for babies like Jonathan. Thank you so much.